Hi everyone, I'm Glenn Flaherty from Board Games and Bourbon, and today we are going to talk about a game called Bulletproof. Bulletproof is a card game where you are trying to take over turf, basically in a warfare with other gangs, and you're trying to be the most successful. You're going to do this by creating sets of territories, usually 3 cards at a time. When you start this out, you are going to have a persona that you're acting as. Each persona gives you a special ability. There are characters such as Ice Pick Louie, the Enforcer, Leia Black, she's some type of temptress, 75 Cent, he's something I forget. And what is this? The Senator, I'm sure he does bribes, and Ed Lawton, he's probably a cricket cop. And so you get all these characters, and each of them allow you to do something. They interact with the territories that you're trying to take over. Now, what are the territories like? The territories are territories all over the world. They have locations around the globe. They have suits, and they have values and special powers themselves. When you're trying to collect cards, you're going to get cards like Chicago. This is Chicago's symbol. This is how much it's worth, and then it has a special power. So for example, here it says your political contacts allow you to buy any card from a discard pile for its value. You can't buy 2 of the same cards. So if you put 1 of these cards down, you can buy 1 card at its value, which might really help you if you need a card. If you put 2 down, you can get 2. If you put 3, you can get 2. You have Chicago, you have Denver with its own power, but notice that has the same symbol. So these 2 cards combined, and now you're taking over America, so that's pretty cool. You're 2/3 of the way there. There's also the symbol for New York, has its own little star. Madrid has a little crown. Bogota has its own little X symbol, and it goes on. There's far more than that. Now, when you play the game, there's going to be a couple of different locations in the game. There's going to be the cards in your hand. You start with 5. There's going to be the stash of money that you can use to buy black market cards or pay bribes or kidnappings or whatever it might be. And essentially, if a card has a value on it, like this card here says 2. If I take it from my hand and put it into my bank, it becomes $2 that I can spend. Okay, so I have my stash of money. I have my hand of cards. I have the sets of territories I'm trying to build in front of me. And then in front of that, there's going to be a black market. The black market is for everyone. And if there's a card in the black market I want to buy, like let's say again, I was going to buy this card from the black market, it says 2. I would take $2 from my money stash and I would put those cards into the black market. The danger being, you might want this card, but the card you're paying for it with might actually be even more beneficial to someone else, and then they can buy those cards from the black market. So there's a little bit of yin and yang to putting in the center there, okay? Now, on top of personality cards and location cards, there are action cards. These are but a few. There's Friendly Fire, for example. Friendly Fire makes you take money from everyone. Call in a Favor. I love that old 90s phone that Zach Morris would use on Saved by the Bell. That lets you essentially interrupt an action and say, hey, you can't do that. Secret Tunnels, they let you do what? They let you exchange cards with another person, right? Kind of backdoor. The theming on this is really good, and the flavor text is a lot of fun in this game. This is a card that lets you finish a job, and what that means is after you collect a set, it's a card like this that lets you take advantage of the power of that set, okay? Landing strips, man. Your fortune rises. Take $5 from the discard pile. Fantastic. So now you're really loaded. This one lets you finish a job with one of those 2 suits, essentially. And you're going back and forth like this, and you're trying to get to your 3 sets. Now, the game is very simple to understand. Essentially, what I told you right now is all you need to know to play the game. The theming of it is great. The flavor text is really cool. The interaction is very high. The game plays better with the more players because you really get that sense of rivalry and territories and messing up the other person and having a vendetta. So that's really cool. What does it remind me of? Well, okay, so if you saw my video, I made a video a little while ago called the 5 best pub games, which usually I say 5 and then I ended up listing 8 or something. But the mechanism in this is influenced by and reminds me of a game I love, which is an overlooked game called Monopoly Deal, and that you're building sets. It's really the same kind of mechanism, not nearly as involved, not as thematic, but you can see its influence. In a way, this game, when you play it, it feels like Grand Theft Auto. It reminds me of the movie Fallen Down with Michael Douglas and the Miami Vice movie. It's kind of fun like that. Now, is this game, where would I place this in terms of what I want in a game? This is not a filler game. And when I say that, what I mean is a lot of time when I play filler games, they're fine, they're fun games, but I'm doing that to kill time until I play my real game, waiting for people to come over. This totally not. This is a game that you would probably put down and you would play as a game in and of itself. It's fantastic. I love games like that. I love the portability of the cards. And actually, I gotta tell you, I like the art on the cards, but I also like the tactile feel. They just feel really good. Like it's a nice game to interact with. And it's a hoot. It's a hoot. Who was saying this? Somebody was saying it was like a Godfather, the new Godfather game, except in card form and faster. So that's another good thing. Everyone I played it with, we played it at least 10 times, I believe, and everyone had a good time playing it. And so that's quite an endorsement because I do it with a wide swath of people. Okay, so again, it plays quick, it plays easy. It's themed very well. It is a mechanic that you will understand. It's a game that would stand on its own as a game of the night. So give this game a look. That game is called Bulletproof. It's going to be on Kickstarter soon. I think it's definitely worth your attention. The creator has been really responsive, and when I was giving him my thoughts, and we were talking about rules and language and things to make it easier and easier, totally receptive. Seems like a really great guy, and so I think it'd be worth your time to look at this game and give it a look. I think you'll enjoy it if you like what I've described so far. Okay, well, thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.